So how do you know if you failed your driving test? As a driving instructor, we've sat on countless amount of driving tests. We speak to driving examiners. We know exactly what they want. We're trained to make sure we know how to mark you guys, how to help you guys pass your driving test. So one of the first and most easiest way for you to have known that you failed your driving test is if the driving examiner has intervened physically. So what do we mean by that? It could be that they've pressed the brake for you. So there's two different types of him braking, the examiner that is braking. One, it could be you broke just before the examiner, therefore you reacted before. One is you react at the same time as the examiner, which still counts as a major fault you'd fail. Or the third occasion is where the driving examiner has intervened before you reacted, so you're a split second behind the driving examiner. Any way the driving examiner intervenes, you would fail. Because obviously, the reason why they've intervened is now that you're going to cause a serious or a dangerous fall. So they have to intervene in order to save you from causing an accident. Well, the tests are quite important because you're straight into it. It's going to be nerve wracking, and we saw that major. You literally were going to crash the car.
Yeah.
And without trying to break your confidence, but
No. I fully
scary.
realized what that was.
Quite scary.
I was
yeah.
like,
I apologize to he was an instructor anyway, so he was quite understanding.
Okay,
he was
good.
actually laughing and smiling.
I saw. That's what I saw. That's luckily he said better. I heard him say better luck next time.
Yeah. I think he probably understood we were doing
I think
a mock
he did
test
as well.
So the difference with a mock. So here, this was a mock test that we did with our student. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you can find it there. And as well as going to our site, fmdrivingschool.co.uk. So here we were talking about a particular incident that occurred where I had to physically press the brake. Had I not, maybe the student would have driven into a car. Now, you as a student could argue, no, but sir, I had enough space. For example, here, look, we're squeezing through. Look how tight we are to this car. Almost hitting the car. Had we not intervened, possibly literally crashing into the car or even taking out the wing mirror. Now, as a student, you could argue, but I had control. This student here is actually a police officer in America. He drives around chasing criminals, so he knows how to drive. But you can see one incident and we crashed the car, and it's always the examiner's word against the student. So if the examiner feels it's not safe, they will literally intervene and stop you. As much as you want to argue, you could argue as much as you want. It's always the examiner's point of view. So in that particular incident, we felt that the student was literally about to crash the car. If you watch the YouTube channel, you'll even hear the driver in the other car. It was a learner driving in the other car. The instructor in that car laughing. In the end, I mean, luckily nothing happened. Laughing the fact that we almost hit his car. So it was really tight, really dangerous. Let's show you a few more examples of what we mean by physically intervening. I'll stop you there. Carry on. If we just replay the clip and slow it down, you'll see as we're driving forward, this Golf here just got a bit too close towards us, and it was just way too dangerous. We had to take the safer option and waiting here and stopping. As you can see, we're driving forward, and this car is on our side of the road, the back of it is at least. So it was just safer for us to intervene and stop in this situation, and that's why it was a major fault.
I thought it was gonna go quicker.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, A3005, South Road.
I'm just gonna stop you. We'll stop you again. the handbrake up. The car's right behind us. Find the biting point, and now put the handbrake down. Okay. So the BMW behind us is too close this time. So as a student watching this clip, let me show you how we're marking this as an examiner. So when you go to the driving test, you can fully understand exactly what driving examiners are thinking. Now in the first situation, if you notice this little clip, the student rolled back. He had no control of the car. He allowed the car to roll back, but he just about managed to stop in time or move forward in time. The reason why it wasn't a serious or a major fault was because the car behind was not too close. There was a bit of room. Now the second time, the car behind was way too close to us, or any movement backwards, any rolling backwards meant that we will hit the car behind us. So now I physically had to intervene, pressing the brake. So you can see two different situations. Once when we rolled back but there was space behind, and the second time there was no space behind. So that was us physically intervening. What about the other method of not physically intervening but it's still a major fault? How would you know? So this was a little bit more complicated because some examiners are quite nice and they might verbally intervene, but it's not really a major fault. For example, the examiner, I've had this before with some of my students, where they say the road is 20 miles an hour and the student's doing 30 miles an hour. The examiner might be polite enough to say, yo, just like calm it down a little bit. But that's because maybe that road is quite short. The road is quite misleading. The directions or the road signs are quite misleading. Generally though, if they verbally intervene by saying, look, this road is 30 miles or this road is 20, they've now actually helped you out. So that can be also classified as a major fault. You can fail your test. That one though, you can't really tell. If that happens in the exam, I wouldn't say that you think you failed. Don't think that you failed, because some of the examiners are quite nice. They might just be trying to help, or the other way, they're being a bit more blunt about it, because when they mark you at the end, they're going to let you know. Do you remember that time when you were driving on London Road and I said to you, mate, it's 30 miles an hour, and you went to 30? So that was his way of trying to make you aware that when he does the analysis at the end, that is the point where you made the mistake. So let's show you an example of one of our students when we did something similar. Okay. This was 30 miles an hour, Reese. So there, as you can see, there's nothing dangerous going on. We don't have to physically brake, but we can let the student know, look, the sign has now become 30. Up to the examiner's discretion now. Some of them may give you a major, some may not. It depends on the examiner.
So behind it, yeah?
Yes, please, yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm a bit confused though. Wait, hang on. Oh, okay, I get it now. All right.
So this example is another way of getting a major fault, but you wouldn't be aware of this one. The first one we talked about, physically intervening, is quite clear you failed. The second one, verbally intervening, is not that clear. It might be a major fault that you failed, or it might not be. The examiner's been quite polite about it and helping you out. This one though is really not clear. You're doing your driving test, you think you passed, you think you've done everything phenomenally, but really you've committed a serious fault, not a dangerous fault, but a serious fault, a major fault, so therefore you'd fail. how do you know, or how do you know in this video that you're watching that it's a Series 4? So again, as examiners, we're trained to know what a Series 4 is. As a driving instructor, we know what they're looking for. So for example, when you're doing this particular maneuver or anything that where you're swinging out, so as we turn left to get the car in towards the bay, in towards the curb, the car will swing out at the front. But the student, you can see, check the right mirror, check the inside mirror, but did not check the right blind spot. If you do not check the blind spot, it's considered a serious fault. So this video, as I said, is the purpose of it is to let you know how you can fail your driving test or how you can impress that driving examiner. If you check the right blind spot, the examiner now knows you're aware of what's going on around you. You know exactly what you need to be doing for the driving test. If you don't check, that's considered a major fault and you would fail. So as I said, the purpose of the video is just to guide you, to let you know what a serious fault is, what a major fault is, and hopefully that you don't commit it on the test day. Guys, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. It takes a lot of effort to make these videos. These are free advice. Go to our site and you get loads more free advice. We're fully qualified driving instructor out there. We know exactly what you need in order to be a safe driver and to pass quickly, efficiently, in as little amount of lessons as possible, therefore saving yourself a lot of money. So go to our social media out there, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just search for @FM Driving. Thanks for watching.